the two phrases, possession and jealousy in marital relationships. Now, how do they play out? Because of possession, the jealousy comes in, the jealousy brings in that possession, or they have independent, they are independent variables.
Well, it's you and I know that there are a lot of people in society, a lot of couples rather, where the husband or the wife could be sexually very possessive of their partner. Scorpio ascendants, for example, are known to have this trait. Astrologers know this. And jealousy is a property of Mars. It's one of the significations of Mars. And whenever Mars is on the ascendant, in the ascendant house, then you expect this jealousy to kind of play out. Now, to be possessive and jealous, for somebody who is looking at the whole thing as an outsider, to him it is evident that the person through whom this jealousy and this possessiveness is erupting, that person does not have a rock solid sense of self. If you have a placid, a rock solid sense of self, and you're most of the time abiding within yourself, then the need to define yourself in that relationship and the need to catch hold of your prey, which is your spouse, and to make a declaration that now I've got something, and it's only me, it's only mine. It won't belong to anybody else. Now that gives away the person, because that says that your sense of self is rather impoverished, that you're not robust within yourself in defining who you are. So you need other extraneous definitions of who you are. And your wife or your husband being the most easily available in married life, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whatever it is, that becomes your prime definition, because you don't have a deeper definition than that. Now, if you do have a deeper definition than that, then I think the superficial, the flutter of possessiveness and jealousy, they won't even happen to you, and you will be a foreigner to them. So the real solution for this, and when you possess somebody, and when you're, let's say you possess your spouse, now the first thing you ought to know is that your wife is like a captive, or your husband is like a captive, and it's a punishment for the spouse, because you destroy her freedom or his freedom, and because you're laid down implicitly or explicitly a whole number of barbed wire fencings and a whole number of rules that you shan't do this, you shan't do that, and all of that, and that's encroachment on the freedom and dignity of that individual. Okay, so in your saner moments, you should ask yourself, do I want to be the perpetrator of this injustice? You've got to ask yourself if you can go that far. But you may not be able to go that far, and you don't know how to deal with it. And if it's a problem for you that your spouse, your husband or your wife is recalcitrant, hits back at you, say that I'm not going to be obedient to you, you can't place rules on me, and I'm not going to conform to your rules, then your suffering begins. Till then, you have played the game of domination and you got away with it. But when there is a non-cooperation from the other side, then that's when your suffering begins. And that's when you got to turn inward and watch the game of yourself. And then the self will reveal itself, that you're insecure, you're emotionally insecure, which is why you're possessive. If you're very well established in yourself, then you won't become insecure. And there won't be the necessity of having to be possessive or being jealous. Those things won't happen. So that's the way it has to go.